lots of special guest teachers today, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well my name is Dr. Hauk. You know the word how? Like you ask a question, how are you?
Yes.
But you put a K at the end, so it's Dr. Hauk. Can you say that?
Dr. Hauk.
Dr. Hauk. And I used to be a teacher at the school district, and now I teach at a college. And I have really big students, and I'm so happy to be with you because I have a grandson called Weston who goes to kindergarten. Do you have a friend in class called Weston?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, two
And he's
Westons.
the hairdresser. And then
Wow,
another
I
Weston
love your
who's the
class.
first Weston.
Wow, there are so many Westons. So it's very nice to meet you. I noticed that you have a word today.
Good.
Good. Show me with your body what good looks like. I want to see what's a good. Do a good face and a good body. Oh, I see a lot of smiles, and everybody's sitting like a pretzel, crisscross applesauce, and big smiles. You know what? I think you know this word good pretty well, don't you think? You know good pretty good. Okay. We're going to have a story today, and we're going to practice a learning target that you've done before, but I put some pictures in here, and the learning target is I can identify the main idea in a story. That just means that when we're reading and we're thinking, we're always trying to figure out what's the big idea of this story. Why did this person write it, and what do they want me to learn about? And so we learn that through the words and the pictures in the story. So I'm going to share a story with you that I like very much. And I just learned this story because Mrs. Fogarty gave me this book to read with you. And the book is called Bravo, Maurice. Has anybody ever heard the word bravo? Put your pinky up if you've ever heard the word bravo. What does bravo mean?
I know.
Do you know?
That means clapping.
Okay, so when you go and see a movie like Trolls, pinky up if you've seen Trolls. Okay. I thought Trolls was a very good movie, and at the end, I wanted to clap. I'm going to do a silent clap. And in my heart, I was saying, bravo, bravo, good movie.
Bravo.
Okay. Bravo means really, really good. So the title of this book is Bravo, Maurice. Maurice is what kind of person?
A boy.
It's a boy. So this story is about a little boy who does something pretty amazingly good. Are we excited to find out more about it?
Yeah.
When I look at the title and I look at the cover, I see a lot of big buildings and I see somebody riding a bike. So I think this story is going to take place, the setting's going to be in a neighborhood.
Or city.
Could be a city. That was a really good observation
A town?
because you noticed that it has tall buildings like cities have. So I'm going to read this story, and sometimes I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk about what I'm thinking in my head. Sometimes I'm going to ask you to visualize, which means you close your eyes and make pictures and movies in your head. Okay, so when we practice that, I want you to close your eyes and make a movie of your head of you doing something amazingly good. So close your eyes and picture that time where you did something amazingly good and felt very happy. Now open your eyes and show me with your face how that made you feel. Just with your face, not with your words yet. Okay, so let's sit and be good listeners. And listeners keep their ears open and their eyes. And I know the book's kind of tiny, so I appreciate if you try really hard to see. One August evening in a small, high apartment in the hot, bustling city, good job, something wonderful happened. Mama and Papa Marcella brought their baby boy home. His name was Maurice Duncan Marcella, and he had just been born. Boy, babies being born is a very exciting thing. When Mama and Papa and Maurice arrived at their apartment, it was crowded with aunts and uncles and grandparents and cousins and friends who had come especially to be there when Maurice came home for the first time. Everyone squeezed in to look. What is he going to be like, they all wondered.
A boy.
Isn't it interesting that this is a tiny baby and people are already wondering what he's gonna be like? Put your pinky up if you have ever had a baby in your house. Do you ever wonder what that baby might be like when they get bigger? Look, he has my large hands, exclaimed Papa. He'll be a baker just like me. He has my watchful eyes, whispered Mama. He'll be a writer just like me. But look at his toes, laughed Uncle Eddie. They tap and twiddle like mine. He'll be a taxi driver just like me. Don't miss that nose. It's delicate like mine, smiled Grandmother Marcella. He'll be a gardener just like me. I'm hearing a lot of people talking. I'm hearing the dad saying he'll be a baker just like me. And I'm hearing the uncle saying he'll be a taxi driver just like me. And the mom thinks he's going to be a writer, she says, just like me. And the grandmother thinks he'll be a gardener just like me. What words are you hearing over and over again? Yes.
Just like me.
Just like me. Everybody wants baby Maurice to be like them. That's interesting, isn't it? I'm curious as we read through the story, if Maurice is going to grow up to be like all of them or like himself. Maurice fit comfortably into the Marcella household, full of talking and laughing and cooking and clinking plates. Even after Maurice had gone to bed, he loved to listen to all the comforting sounds around them. He listened to Uncle Eddie whistling and the soft whirring of Grandmother Marcella's sewing machine. He listened to the trucks tumbling and dogs barking outside on the streets below. And every once in a while Maurice heard a marvelous thing below. And every once in a while, Maurice heard marvelous things that made him wrap his arms around himself and listen very closely. It was the sound of singing voices. They drifted up through his open window like the sweet smell of bread rising up from the bakery. And as he listened, sometimes Maurice would sing along. I thought it was really interesting that Maurice is such a good listener. He listens to all the sounds around him, and they make him feel different things inside of his heart. As Maurice grew older, everyone in his family was eager to take him into their world and the world they knew outside the apartment. They wanted to show Maurice all the things they loved to do. They loved Maurice and wanted to share their lives with him. First, Uncle Eddie took Maurice out of his taxi into the hum of downtown. With your tapping toes, Maurice, like mine, Uncle Eddie chuckled, you were meant to be a taxi driver. Just you wait. Wow. Look at all of those buildings and all of the places that they can go. Pinky up if you've ever ridden in a taxi.
I ridden in a bus.
Taxis are like little tiny buses. Pinky up if you've ever been in a bus. Like a school bus.
I went on a ladybug bus.
Okay, so think tiny bus in the city. And it was true that Maurice liked sitting next to his uncle in the front seat of the cab. He liked turning the shiny buttons on the dashboard and watching the swirling streets from his window. But what Maurice liked most was listening to the sounds of the city. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to listen to the words that I'm reading, and I want you to make pictures in your head. Okay? So he's listening to the sounds of the city. He listened to tires purring on slick, wet pavement and bicycle bells ringing. He listened to cars honking and iron gates clanging and voices calling back and forth up and down the sidewalk. Together in Maurice's head, these sounds became his own city song. Wrapping his arms around himself, Maurice would wriggle contentedly in his seat and sing along. For Maurice, this was the best feeling of all. And take a minute, and I want you to think about when you were listening, what made you feel happy? What was the best thing? And now open your eyes and turn and tell a person near you. What did you like? What did you like? Okay. So do you know what I heard? I heard people saying they liked to hear trucks and tires on wet pavement, and that when they heard about the bicycle bell, it made them remember the first time they rode a bike by themselves. So we also were thinking about the sounds that Maurice heard and about something that made us happy. And what Maurice was happy about made him want to sing. I sing sometimes when I'm happy. If you sing sometimes when you're happy, I want you to do a pretend singing voice. If you like to sing, make a singing voice face for me. If you don't like to sing, do this. Okay, so we have singers and we have talkers and we have quiet souls in our group. Let's find out what's happening next. Soon Papa introduced Maurice to his bakery. It was early in the morning and the bakery already smelled good. What do you say we try out those large baker hands of yours, Papa asked, winking. I know you will like it here. And it was true that Maurice liked working alongside the other bakers. He liked rolling out the powdery hunks of dough and cutting thick biscuits. But what Maurice liked most was listening to the sounds of the bakery. Okay, so close your eyes again. I want you to visualize, make a movie in your head of the sound that Maurice was hearing. He listened to the soft, floury pat of dough being flipped and kneaded, and rasping ring of a whisk circling the sides of a metal bowl, and the damp crunch of nuts being ground into meal. Together in Maurice's head, these sounds became the music of the morning bakery. Quietly, as he kneaded the great mounds of dough, Maurice would sing along. For Maurice, this was the best feeling of all. So, you know what I think? I think I'm learning a lot about Maurice. I think Maurice is a really good little boy, and he loves the people in his family. And he loves to go to his daddy's work, and he loves to go to work with his uncle. But Maurice is a quiet soul who listens, and he listens to all the special sounds in his world, and he turns them into something, into songs. Have you ever turned something into a song?
No.
You've never turned something into a song?
I have.
Okay, so some of you are like Maurice, and some of you are different. One day, Mama and Maurice took the subway together to her office. A writer needs to watch the world carefully, Mama whispered to Maurice, noticing everything like a spy. With your watchful eyes like mine, you will be good at this. And it was true that Maurice noticed many things in the busy office. He noticed the walls covered with notes and the half-eaten lunches, and the way the light changed in the window at the end of the day. So he got to go to work with his mom. But no matter where he went, what Maurice noticed most were the sounds in the old building. From every room erupted noises of furiously tapping typing and constantly ringing phones, and fast footsteps went clickety-clickety down the halls, and the chairs squeaked and groaned as writers leaned back to think. Together in Maurice's head, these sounds became the office orchestra. Lulled by the babble of machines and the buzz of movement, Maurice would, what do you think Maurice is going to do? He's going to sing along. For Maurice, this was the best feeling of all. Let's say that again. For Maurice, this is the best feeling of all. So when Maurice feels happy and when Maurice feels joyful, what does Maurice like to do? Sing. Okay. It takes a good nose to know a good flower, Grandmother Marcella told Maurice. And with your delicate nose like mine, you have just the right equipment. You'll make a fine gardener, I'm sure. That weekend, Grandmother Marcella led Maurice to the greenhouse where she worked, behind the Morning Glory garden shop. And it was true that Maurice loved drifting from flower to flower like a honeybee smelling sugary scents. Oh, how beautiful. But what Maurice liked most was listening to the sounds of the warm, moist greenhouse. Are you ready to visualize again? Show me what you do when you're gonna visualize. I love the way your eyes are closed and you're sitting like a pretzel and your hands are in your lap and you're ready to listen. He listened to the crisp clipping of pruning shears and the chirping and caroling of visiting sparrows and birds. He listened to the sprinkler hiss, hiss, hissing a steady stream of mist. And he listened to the summer rain drumming down like thousands of tiny feet on the thick greenhouse glass. Together, the sounds of the greenhouse danced in Maurice's head as he settled in among the papery petal and deep green leaves. Maurice sang contentedly along. So Maurice is singing. So you ready to read with me? For Maurice, this was the best feeling of all. So far we've learned a lot about Maurice's family. His uncle's job, what does his uncle do? He drives a taxi. And the daddy, what does the dad do?
Bake.
He's a baker. And the mom?
Is a writer.
She's a writer and she works in an office. And what does the grandmother do?
Plant flowers.
Yeah, she works in a special garden shop. Now these are all really important to the story. I want to share with you that these are important details from the story, and I want you to think, which job, which detail from the story do you like best? So close your eyes and be a listener. Do you think it would be more fun to be a taxi driver, a baker, a writer, or a gardener? Turn and tell the person next to you with only one word. I am hearing so many people say they want to be a baker that I kind of feel hungry right now. So let's find out more about Maurice in this story. And so it was that Maurice spent his days in Uncle Eddie's taxi and Papa's bakery, in Mama's office and Grandmother Marcella's greenhouse. Everyone was pleased that Maurice fit so smoothly into their world, and in secret, they believed they knew what this meant. When Maurice grew up, Maurice was going to be just like them. Why did they want Maurice to be just like them?
Because he had all the same things about.
Okay, because he had so many things in common, the same with his family, that they liked to do the same thing. Why else do you think that everybody wanted Maurice to do what they did and be like them? Yes.
Because maybe they want him to just get a job and not just try to find a job that he doesn't want.
So they want Maurice to be able to know that there's lots of jobs, but to choose one that makes him happy? I think that's a very wise thing. That you know, what's your name? Neely noticed that Maurice's family loves him. And even though they want him to be just like them, the most important thing is they want Maurice to be happy. What makes Maurice happy?
Music.
Music. And what
I
else?
love music.
Ooh, probably dancing and singing. Yes. So let's keep reading. Then one August evening in a small high apartment in the hot bustling city, something wonderful happened. As the sky outside turned pearly silver pink, Mama and Papa, Uncle Eddie and Grandmother Marcella gathered in the kitchen, cooking together and talking as they had many nights. Who's in the tub?
Maurice.
Down the hall, Maurice settled into a bath and was very quiet. But in the stillness, Maurice felt as though something was missing. He began to think about the clattering city song of Uncle Eddie's taxi. He thought about the soft, flowery, patting sounds of Papa's morning bakery. He thought about the thrilling buzz of Mama's busy office and the quick chirping of Grandmother's lush greenhouse. Okay, so let's stand up. We're going to act this out. So I want you to use your body, and I want you to show me what it might be like to drive Uncle Eddie's taxi. So show me what it might be like. Come and stand up and show me what it might be like to drive Uncle Eddie's taxi. What kind of sound would you make if you were a taxi? Oh, okay. Awesome taxis, guys. Okay, now show me what it looks like to be a baker. So, I'm going to be eating my cookie dough. That's good. Okay. Show me what it's like to be a writer and work in an office. I see people writing and typing. Show me with your body what it looks like to work in a garden. I think I'm going to dig something. Okay. So let's sit down and think about Maurice is laying in the tub, relaxing, and he's thinking about all of the wonderful places that he spends with his family and all of the wonderful things they do and all of the wonderful sounds they make. And all at once, Maurice began to sing along to the chorus in his head. His clear, smooth voice rose in a great swell, filling the air in the small bathroom. It pushed against the walls and the floor of the ceiling and overflowed into the evening air. He just burst into song. He just felt so many feelings. He said, "Oh!" Can you do that with me? Oh! And while he was singing, Mama heard it first. "Listen," she whispered, touching Papa on the arm. Together they stood still and listened to the wondrous sound rolling down the hall and into their steamy kitchen. It was like nothing they had ever heard before. Looking around at one another, and all at once they knew Maurice did have Uncle Eddie's tapping toes and Papa's large hands. He did have Mama's watchful eye and Grandmother's delicate nose, but Maurice had something all his own. He had a voice as sweet and as clear and as rich as fine golden honey. Maurice was a special singer, yes. When Maurice stepped out of the bathroom, he was met with clapping and cheering, and his proud family hugged him and kissed him and laughed. They lifted him high into the air and twirled him around like a king. "The first singer in the Marcella family," they cheered. "Bravo, Maurice!" Everybody say it with me. "Bravo, Maurice!" For Maurice, you ready to read the last sentence? For Maurice, this was the best feeling of all. You have a question?
It's not. No, I like I'm waiting for one.
Who doesn't have one yet? Me. There you go. You got one. Okay, so, oh, sorry, dear. Okay, so everybody, let's go through it together. Where does the story take place? Where's the setting?
City. House.
In the city. At whose house?
Maurice's.
At Maurice's house. Who are some of the characters?
Mom and Dad and
Mom and Dad and Grandma, and who else?
Maurice.
Uncle and Maurice. There's a lot of characters in the story. Who is the story the most about? Maurice. Okay, so we had 4 important details in this story, right? We had Uncle Eddie, who wanted Maurice to do what?
I think I have 2.
He wanted to, what did Uncle Eddie want Maurice to do? Drive a taxi. What did Daddy want Maurice to do? Bake. What did Mommy want Maurice to do? And what did Grandma want Maurice to do? And what did Maurice want to do? Sing. So if we had to say the main idea of the story, but why did Maurice want to sing?
Because he likes listening and he likes to sing.
He likes to listen and he likes to sing because for Maurice, singing is?
Balance.
Do you remember that? The best feeling of all. So the main idea of the story is Maurice loves to sing and wants to be a singer because
That's the best feeling of all.
because it's the best feeling of all. Okay, so here's going to be your job. Do you know how every day you pick your jobs for the Daily 5?
Yeah.
If you choose to do Read to Self, I want you to put the bookmark in your Read to Self book bin so that sometimes when you're reading, I want you to look at it and think about what's the setting and what's the characters in my story and what's important in my story that tells me what the story's big idea is. Can you do that? Yeah?
I have 2.
If you have 2, you can give one to someone who doesn't have one or to your teacher. For those of you that are going to small group, you are going to sit at the table with me, whichever table, is it that table? I don't know. And that's going to be Carter and Aiden and Brooke and Charlotte. So when you guys go and get your Daily 5 jobs, and then those 4 kids meet me at the table, and the rest of you work on your Daily 5. Okay? Okay. About the story. Do you ever get to spend time at your family's jobs? No. Would you like to? Yeah. Do you think that'd be fun? What did you like about the story?
I like the whole book.
Yeah? Is it something you'd want to read again? Would you want your mom or dad to read it? Did you ever go to work with someone from your family? Would you like to? What about you? What did you like about the book? You did too? Did you ever go to work with someone in your family? Where does he work? Did you like it there? Do you want to work there, Susan? No? Okay. What did you like about the book? You did? Did you ever get to go to work with someone in your family? Where does she work? At where? Keller Williams. What is that? Oh, that sounds like a fun thing to do. Okay, we're going to have to share our erasers, but we're going to do some word work. Are you ready? Okay. So, we're going to start with writing an E and a T. Very nice. Okay, so let's make the sounds that are in the word. So what does an E make? Eh. And it's hard to make that sound, isn't it? Because you have to go way back inside of your throat and go eh. It's almost like when you don't like something, you go eh, eh. Have you ever done that? Eaten something and went eh. Doesn't taste very good. So silent E, or I'm sorry, short E sounds kind of like a eh. What does a T sound like? So if we blended these together, eh, eh. So I want you to erase the et, and I want you to write the word that I'm saying, okay? Met, 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 Now, what if we erase the M and we put a P in front of the et? So can we erase and put a P? Pet. What's a pet?
Kind of dog.
Oh, okay. What if we erase the P and we put an L? What do we have?
What?
Well, you guys are really good at this. Is this super easy? What if we erase the T and we put a G?
Jet.
What does this say?
Leg.
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 Leg. What's a leg?
A leg like this.
Oh, that are on your body. Cool. What if we erase the L and we put a B?
Bet.
B. Egg. Beg. What's that? What does that mean? If you were going to beg for something. Beg. Beg. Oh, please, Mommy, please, can I stay up an hour later? What am I doing?
That's what I did last night.
I'm begging, yes, so that's beg. Okay, now I want you to write our high frequency word. Can you write the word good? Good.
I know.
Good. You want to keep the markers? Good. And I have to say, good, good, good. Good job at writing the words. So this isn't very hard for you. You guys are super amazing. Okay, now we're going to put our markers away. So can you close up the markers and erase your boards? You're really into the whole marker thing, aren't you? Okay, erase. Super duper. I'm going to put these to this side and we're going to read a little bit. Do you like to read? Do you love to read?
Yeah. Sometimes I try to read books at night.
Good.
It's Cat in the Hat.
It takes time to read, doesn't it? You have to practice.
And Peter in the Hill.
Practice.
Okay,
So
I can read.
we're going to remember our learning target. Remember, our learning target was I can identify the main idea in a story. And to identify the main idea in the story, we're going to figure out what the important details are while we read, and we're going to use our bookmark at the end. So let's start. Let's look at the cover, because readers always start with the cover. So let's look at the cover. Oh, you're going to start right in with the title? Okay, read the title for us.
They do a dog good job.
Okay, they do a good, let's sound that word out together.
Job.
They do a good job. So look at the cover and tell me what you see. What do you see on the cover?
People.
And what do the people have in their hands?
Dogs.
So if you look at the lady with the bird on her shoulder holding the goldfish, and it's talking about her doing a good job, what kind of job might she have?
Animal job.
Something where she works with animals? What could that be? Is there a place you could go where there would be birds and fish?
Maybe like Petco.
Maybe at Petco. I think that was a really good inference because you made a guess based on what you see and what you know. And that, I think, is really smart. The man is holding a yellow toolbox. What kind of person might have a yellow tool? A fixer. What kinds of things could a fixer fix?
House.
Oh, it could fix a house, a skyscraper. What else? I think we're gonna find out what kinds of things he fixes. He's got a name tag on, and it's really tiny. Can you read the name tag? Tom. We're gonna find out what kind of job Tom has. What about the lady holding the dog? What else do you notice? How did you know she's a vet?
Because she's holding the dog and she has this.
She has a stethoscope, and what is she wearing?
Coat.
Okay. So you know what I saw you do? I saw you read the title, think about the title, and look at the pictures, and look at the details of the pictures to figure out the job of each person. That's what readers do. So when I think about there might be a lady who works at Petco, somebody who fixes things, and a vet, and they do a good job, what do you think this book might be about? What do you predict? People doing what? Like what kind of stuff? Oh, do you think it might be about people at work? Okay. Now let's look at the back. Always look at the back. There's no words on the back, but sometimes books have words on the back that tell us more about the story. It has our high frequency word, good, on the back. Now let's look at that first page. Who are we going to learn about first? What do we notice in the picture? A lady. Let's read it together. Okay, can you read it with me? This is Miss Bess. She can sell you a pet. This dog can sit. She can beg. Okay, so what do you think's happening in this picture? If we look at the picture and we look at the words.
She's giving her a dog.
Oh, so if you go to a store like Petco, does the person there give you a dog? Or do they sell you a dog? Maybe. Let's keep reading. Ready? Jim, can you read with me? Jim has a cat. They will go to the vet. Read with me, Charlotte, too. The vet will look at him. The cat is well. So Jim, what's Jim doing?
Fixing.
What's he? Oh, he's gonna fix her. Who's gonna help his cat? The vet. And what did the vet say? Was the kitty sick or was the kitty well?
Wow.
Let's read the next page together. Let's find out about Tom, what kinds of things Tom fixes. I think we already know from the picture. Can we infer from the picture what Tom fixes?
Cars.
Yeah. Let's read together. Tom, show me with your finger, you're ready to read. Tom has a big van. He will fix the van. They want it red. The van is red. What's Tom doing? Is he fixing the van?
Yes.
What did he do to the van? They wanted it red, and the van is red. He painted it, so he's a special kind of fixer. Let's read the last page together. Tom did a good job. Okay, so now what I want you to do, we read it together. I want you to read it by yourself, and I want you to whisper read. Have you ever whisper read it before? Okay, so I want you to each whisper read, and I'm going to tap by you when I want you to read louder because I want to hear each of you read at least a page, okay? So if you finish, go back and read it again. But whisper read it so I can hear you a little bit, okay? And I'm going to start with you, Brooke. Can you read for me? So are the people feeling happy or sad? Why? Okay, keep reading. Charlotte, can you start reading here for me? A little bit louder so I can hear you. What's this word? Can we read it together? What are the people feeling in the picture? Is the cat sick or is the cat well? How do you think they feel? Would you feel glad if your pet was dead? Okay, keep reading. Okay, can we go back to the beginning? Can you read the title? Okay. Start it. So what do you know about that dog? Do you think you would want a dog like that? Okay. Wow, you guys are readers. Let's read the book one more time together. Can we do that? All at the same time. Ready? Show me with your finger that you're ready. With finger on they. They do a good job. This time let's try to use an expression when we read. Oop, let's wait till everybody's ready. Show me with your finger when you're ready. Show me with your finger, Charlotte. This is Miss Bess. She can sell you a pet. This dog can sit. I can't hear Charlotte. She can bed. Let's try this page really loud, everybody. I want to hear all of you. Jim has a cat. They will go to the vet. The vet will look at him. The cat is well. Show me you're ready. Finger on Tom. The word Tom, not the person Tom. Tom has a big job. He will fix the van. They, isn't that interesting? It looks like the, but it has a Y at the end. So it says they want it red. The van is red. Last page, everyone. Tom did a good job. Okay, so I want you to think for a minute. I'm going to ask each one of you, what is this book about? What is the main idea? What is important about this story? So I'm going to ask each one of you. Charlotte, what is this book about? What's the main idea? People working. Would you like to add to that?
To show people that there are other jobs.
Oh, to show people that there are other jobs and to show how people do their jobs. What do you think the main idea?
Show that they are workers so they can be workers.
Oh, so then we can learn about them in case we want that job. What do you think, Brooke? There are lots of jobs. I think that you did a great job. Let's do the bookmark together. Can we do the bookmark together? Where does this story take place? at jobs where people work. Who are the characters? A vet, Tom, and the Petco lady, right? And what's an important detail about the Petco lady? How does she do her job? What kinds of things is she doing? She gives pets to people. And what's a detail about the vet? What does the vet do?
Fixes the cat that has like stuff that's
Great. And what does Tom do? How does Tom help?
cars.
Fixes cars. So when we looked at all of our details, we could figure out that the main idea is this is about how people work and all the different kinds of jobs that we can think about. Did you like this book? Did you like the book about Maurice better?
Yeah.
Why? Why did you like it better?
Because it's longer.
Oh, you liked the longer. Why did you like it better? What book were you reading today? I thought you were maybe reading on your iPad. Oh, you're reading Amelia Bedelia and what else? The Magic School Bus. And what are you reading, Emma? Okay. Oh, she's still in the middle. Oh, My Best Friend. Okay. So, wow. So why did you choose these books? Tell me, what did you choose Amelia Bedelia? Do you like books that are funny? And you chose a Magic School Bus. Is that funny too? Yeah. Oh, so you like funny people. Do you like funny people all the time, or sometimes do you like serious people? Yeah. And why did you choose this book? Are you guys friends? Are you bestest friends? Okay. So Manira, can you read me a page from your Amelia Bedelia book?
I want to show you the funniest page.
Okay, you read me the funniest page. Okay, read it for me. Why are they laughing? Oh, does Amelia Bedelia make a lot of mistakes?
Yes, and I did.
Emma, could you read me a little bit from your book?
And I like this book because it's a book about
Let's listen to Emma read a little bit. Oh, let me read a little bit more. Do you have a dog? Okay. So if we were going to look at the bookmark, remember how we had a bookmark? Pick one of your books. So you have the Best Friend book. Which one are you going to pick? Your Amelia Bedelia one or this one? Okay. So let's do the bookmark together. We'll start with Emma's book, okay? Manira, can you help Emma? Okay. So who are the characters in My Best Friend?
Do you want to read to Mrs. Larson? Or do you want to read to yourself?
The girl and the dog. Which one do you think is the most important character? Do you? Okay. And where does the story take place, do you think?
at a house.
At whose house do you think? The girl's house. And let's find a detail. So can we see, what's one detail in the story? Okay. Let Emma talk a little more, okay? Washing the dog. And then so if you put all this together, what is she doing for the dog? So is the main idea of this book about a girl who's taking care of her dog because she loves him? Can we do that with your book? So what's this book about? Okay, and where is the statue? Do you know? It was a long time since you read it. Okay, let's look maybe on the first page it might say. Oh, look, what is that? It's an island. Okay, the setting is in New York Harbor. What were some important things you learned about the Statue of Liberty when you read this book? What did you learn about it? You think you might need to reread it? Could we use the pictures to kind of figure out what's important? So, is it inside or outside? And it's about freedom. And is it, what else do you know about it from this picture? A man built it. And what else? Look how tiny the people are. What does that tell you about it? Okay. So when we look at this, could the main idea be that this is about the Statue of Liberty and why it's important? Why is it important? When we look at this statue, what do we think about? Why is it important? Why did you choose it? Why do you think the Statue of Liberty is important, Emma? Because it represents freedom. It's like a symbol for freedom. I think you're doing a good job of using the bookmarks, don't you? You put that back in your book then? Thank you so much.